If I go into this looking at it as a challenge or as a negative, then that's how it'll play out. I don't necessarily see it that way. I see it as, yes, I'm hired from outside of the organization, but I see it as an opportunity, as opposed to here comes the big bad boogeyman outlaw coming to change what we do. My approach really is very collaborative when I can be. Making unilateral decisions in areas that don't impact me directly without seeking the input from those doing the work, I think it's just not smart. I think that evolves from showing that we're introspective as an organization. We're willing to hold ourselves accountable. We're okay with taking criticism and negative feedback, because that's what it is, it's feedback. And not getting defensive when someone says, hey, you know what, you might want to look at how you handled this. You can do this a little bit better. And over time, as people see our willingness to do that and be open, I think it'll get better. Because community policing is a philosophy, it's not a thing. It's not a checkbox that you say, oh, did you do community policing today at the end of your report? That's not what it is. It's about how we engage, how we carry ourselves, how we interact day to day, day in and day out. And it's second nature. It's just who we are. There's work on our end to make sure that there's trust to even do that. How are we seen as legitimate in the eyes of the community? To know that when we want to host a gathering or an event, or I'm just sliding by not to come, for an enforcement action, I just want a fellowship with you. That person on the receiving end has to know that my intentions are genuine and true. So I did not grow up with law enforcement in my family. And quite frankly, I didn't grow up with a positive image of police in my mind. It was in high school, I had an opportunity for career exploration. During that 2-week period, I got to see officers outside of their uniforms. And I was able to focus on what we had in common. And I saw beyond that uniform. We had something called family night in the academy, and he stood up. I was so embarrassed. He stood up and he said, I don't think this is a good job for my daughter. He said, I think it's a waste of a degree and she could be doing other things. And he's going on and on and on, and I'm just sinking in my seat like this. My recruit training officers gave me grief throughout the whole time because they remembered that in a good way. They were joking, but you never want to give them a reason to call your name. And the one thing that I'll never forget, when I graduated, I was assigned to the neighborhood where my dad's house was. He's like, yeah, I got these cars parked across the street from the house. I don't think they belong here. Can you come up here and do something about it? I said, okay, wait a minute. You're the guy that stood up in the academy and told me why this job wasn't a good job for me. Now all of a sudden you're calling me like I'm your personal police officer. So I saw even his mentality change over time. He was proud. He was very proud. Taking a look at our policies on what the directives are, because sometimes it's not the people. It could be how we train or what the directives allow us to do. I'm not passing judgment, or I'm not being critical either way, because I haven't had a chance to look at that. I haven't had the opportunity yet to do a critical review of past incidents, but I will say that that is certainly on my radar, and I want to receive the training myself so I know how we're training and what we're training, whether it's again, what we do in crowd management situations, what our commanders are being directed as far as incident command. But bottom line is that we're here to protect people's First Amendment right to free speech.